guest is a 6-time Emmy nominee, a best-selling cookbook author, and the youngest person to ever be a co-host on The View when Barbara Walters hired her at just 22 years old. So she's now releasing her second cookbook, Greekish, My Best DM'd Recipes, this spring. Please welcome Debbie Matenopoulos.
Hey, everybody. Hi there. Hi, Sherri. How are you, girl?
Every time we get together, we laugh. Now, we share a sisterhood because
We do.
from The View. Now, I got hired on, I think, like the 7th season or something like that. And you were an original co-host.
Yeah, I was an OG.
Of the View. You are one of the OGs. But I did not know that you almost didn't take the job.
Oh, Sherri. Okay, how about this for a story? Okay, I was going to NYU. I was working at MTV. I was a baby. I was 21 at that time.
Yeah.
By the time I got on the show, I was 22. So a friend of mine says, let's go to this party uptown. I go uptown, I meet this casting director. He says, you there, you should come audition for Barbara Walters tomorrow. And I said, me? I had pink hair. I work at MTV. And he said, yes. I said, okay, whatever. I go home, I go to school the next day. I get up to MTV right after school at NYU, because that was my schedule. And my roommate said, you need to go to ABC. They called over here looking for you.
Wow.
And I said, what? She said, you got to get up there. Okay, Sherri, I was wearing a mini skirt.
Right.
Black knees to my boots. Some things never change. a half shirt.
A crop top.
Because I was working at MTV with John Travolta's face on it that said Barbarino from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Barbarino.
And I go to the ABC, executive building to meet Barbara and Bill.
Yeah.
Our dear Bill Getty.
Bill Getty,
who we
absolutely.
love so much. So he was the executive producer of The View. So I go up there, I meet them. Barbara says, oh, I'd love for you to come back for our audition in a few weeks at the Essex House. So I come back to the Essex House 3 weeks later. I walk in. It is a sea of the who's who's of New York City. Every famous newswoman, every famous comedian, whoever was famous in New York City was there.
Was there.
And then little old me, who nobody knows her name, and her last name's too long to pronounce anyhow. So I walk in, and I start to think, I'm a little in over my head. It's time for me to go home.
Yeah.
I've taken this far. I have a great cocktail story that I'll tell my friends. That's all I need. I turn around to walk out, Sherri. My hand to God. I'm walking out of the door, and I open the door, and who's standing there but Barbara Walters herself?
Barbara Walters.
And I was ready to leave.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, baby, I'm so glad you came. She puts her hand on my shoulder, leads me back into the room, and addresses all these famous people with her hand on my shoulder, and I'm like this. Like a deer in headlights.
Yes.
And then she said, let's sit down and do this audition. And we did. And that first group of ladies who sat down to do the audition.
Oh my gosh.
Was
Meredith Vieira, Joy, not Joy, but Star Jones.
Yep, and Joy.
And Joy Behar, and you.
And me and Barbara.
And Barbara.
And 750 women came through there in the next 2 days, and that first group that sat down was the group that got the job.
Was the one that she picked. Wow. Look at that history.
Isn't that crazy? It just
was
goes
crazy.
to show. If I had left a second earlier, or she had come a second later, my life would be different.
Sometimes you just have to stay. Just have to stay.
You gotta,
you know. But it's so funny because I know Barbara showed me, we talked about this, she showed me a lot of tough love during my time at The View. Did you get the tough love?
Sherri, okay, well, I don't know if anyone watched the show back then, but they had to move me halfway through the season because Barbara used to pinch me under the table.
Really?
I would be sad, I'd be talking and blah, 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 and suddenly I just... And people at home were like, what happened to that girl? Is she stroking out? But I would stop talking because if Barbara Walters pinches you, you better shut up. So I would shut up. So they moved me because Bill Getty said, Barbara, you can't keep pinching her if you don't like what she says. So that was one story. And then I know I've told you this story before, but I don't know if I've ever told it in public. When she ripped up my cards and threw them.
Oh, right my God. You're like our cards that we would read off, our questions.
Our questions. Now, here's the thing. We are not disparaging Barbara because Barbara was amazing. If it wasn't for Barbara Walters, we would not be here.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
And it was a different time. And it was from the School of Hard Knocks, and that's how she was
Barbara
taught.
came from the School of Hard
And
Knocks. Yes.
you know what? If she's going to work hard, everyone around her better work just as hard, and that's all right.
But she ripped your cards up.
She ripped my cards 20 seconds before, I think it might have been Phyllis, your stage manager here, going, 10, 9. And I'm like, scared to walk out, rips my cards, throws them, and says, no cards for you today, baby. And I said, what? What? So I sit down, I do the show, I'm petrified in front of all you lovely ladies and gentlemen, lovely audience, and I'm like, I don't have my security blanket.
Right.
After the show, she comes up and says, that's the best show you ever did. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because Barbara Walters' lesson to me was, you don't need the cards. You don't need the question. You need to listen. The best interview comes from listening to what the person said, not what you prepared.
Oh, I'm on the right track.
You learned well from the best.
Oh my gosh. And I love it because, like you said, we have gotten our start with Barbara and we are here where we are.
Yeah.
And now from there, it has propelled you. You are a cookbook author.
Oh, girl,
Your second cookbook.
Yeah.
And I know that you have brought some recipes for this weekend's big game.
I did.
So bring it out. Show us what recipes you
All right,
got.
Sherri.
Look.
I'm going to show you how to cook.
Oh,
ready?
Yeah, tell me what we're doing.
These are great recipes. These are my new cookbook, Greekish. One of my favorite things about the new cookbook is I have a QR code at the bottom of every page. So if you scan it with your phone, I'm going to pop up on your phone and teach you how to cook.
Oh,
right
I love
there.
this. So what is going on here?
These are my famous nachos. I make them every year for the big game. The key to making a good nacho, toast your chips before you put the stuff on, and then take them out and start putting them on. Nobody wants a soggy chip. Nobody ain't got time for a soggy chip. This right here are my
Can I grab one?
Go ahead, they're delicious.
Are you talking?
All these recipes are on your website, Sherri.
Okay.
Right here is my famous smashed potato. You boil some potatoes, then you take the bottom of a glass.
Debbie, this is good.
Right? Hold on, I'm about to get in there too. It's really good.
Oh, Debbie, this is spicy.
The jalapenos on there. Woo! It's good. It's got a little kick.
Yeah.
The smashed potato. You boil the potato, you smash it, you put garlic powder, you put onion powder, you put some salt, you throw it in the oven, take them out 25 minutes later on 375 really, because you want them crispy. You put some cheese on top.
very crispy.
Delish. Right here is a fancy pig in the blanket.
Oh, what's in there?
Right here, all you do is you get some puff pastry. It's delicious. You go to your local market, you get a chicken sausage or a regular sausage. This, because it's a little Greek, has feta and spinach in it. Roll it in the puff pastry, pop it in the oven 25 minutes, put some mustard on it, you're good to go.
What's this?
Right here. Now, this is my spanakopita hack. You know spanakopita?
Say it one more time.
Spanakopita?
Spanakopita.
Okay. So this is spanakopita with puff pastry, not with phyllo. You put spinach, you put onions, you put scallions, you put a little bit of egg in it, just like that. You
Just
put
like that.
You want to help me stir? Go ahead, stir. You put
Stir it
some
around.
dill in it, just like that.
Oh,
You
that
put
was
some
good.
feta in it. I know your doctor will approve of this. You mix that all around, a little bit of salt and pepper.
Oh, look at this.
Okay. Then you put it on a puff pastry,
And then what?
just like this. Then we take the other puff pastry.
And you put it
keep
here?
Yep, you roll this out. You gonna help me? Go ahead.
Is this what it looks like when you
That's
roll
what it looks
out?
like. You keep eating. You keep eating.
I love it.
You do
Debbie,
this.
why you do that and you put it in the oven?
Yeah. You keep doing that.
I
All
love
these
it.
recipes are on your website.
You scan the QR code and Debbie will teach you how to
I'm
cook.
gonna pop right up.
Debbie, this is good.
I know.
Debbie's new cookbook, Greekish, My Best DM'd Recipes, will be released on March 31st. Go to SherriShowTV.com to pre-order your copy.
We're gonna have a good time.